Hello and welcome back to my channel. Last year I posted a video during the week of my 35th birthday announcing my 40 before 40 list, which is a list of 40 books that I wanted to read before turning 40. Well, I just had another birthday. I am 36. How did I do this year on my 40 before 40 list? Great question. So technically, 40 books, 5 years, I would need to read 8 books a year if I were to dole them out evenly throughout the years. Did I read 8 books in 2025? No, I did not. Let's talk about it. Okay, I guess the first question would be, why have I not read the 8 books? Because some of the books on this list are very big and chunky, and I'm starting to get nervous that now I only have 4 years to read so many chunky books. That's a problem for another day. But some of these books were really quite short, and if I had mixed them in, anyways, so why didn't I? I honestly don't know. Quite frankly, I thought that it would be easier to automatically weave them in, that they would flow into my TBRs, and they did not, and I didn't prioritize them apparently. Let's talk about what I did read. The first book that I read on my 40 before 40 was The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. This was recommended to me by my best friend, and I talked a lot about it in another video. I did this as a buddy read with Mimi from It's Mimi Duong. This book, it was beautiful. It was heartrending. It made me cry. So good. It is a World War II historical fiction about a young girl named Liesel who is in Berlin, Germany. And she ends up stealing some books, thus getting the name The Book Thief. The interesting thing about this book is, yes, we're learning about Liesel and her life, but the book is not narrated from the perspective of Liesel. The book's narrator is Death. And Death, as it oversees the war being played out and this particular village, what is happening in this town, and Liesel and her life. The way that this book talks not only about the historical facts of the war, but the themes of family and love and selflessness and what does it mean to stand up for what you believe in, and themes of death. And it's just so impactful. I'm probably not going to talk about it a ton right here because I did previously do a video on it. I will link to that. But I am really glad that my friend recommended this book to me. I was really nervous because I thought that it might be too emotionally heavy. I am glad that I waited until I was in a particular frame of mind before reading it. I think it was very emotional, but so good. It's probably one of my top books from 2025. I also recently read Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, and this book was recommended to me on my 40 before 40 by Ellen from the Ellen Made Book Club. Again, I already did a video where I talked about this some, so this will just be in brief. And it's actually going to be very brief because, again, this is a book that I really think that you should go into blind. It really makes the reading experience. Normally, I like to have a little bit of an idea of what I'm getting into. No spoilers, but just a little idea of the basic plot. But this book, I am so glad that she recommended it to me. If it was not on my 40 before 40, I honestly might have DNF'd it, but I'm so glad I didn't because it was well worth the read. I also read Wayward by Amelia Hart. I will link to the video where I talked about that. I liked this book. I did not love this book, but it was on my list and I got it marked off, so yay. I am currently reading A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This was recommended by another one of my really good friends, and I'm doing it as a buddy read with Kat from Curious Cat. I am still relatively early stages of this book. I think I'm on chapter 10, something like that. And honestly, I have started this book, I think 3 times before, and I could not get into it. So I've at least made it farther than I had made it before, and I'm starting to kind of get into it. It's too soon to say I'm loving it, but I'm starting to get into it, so that is good. And Les Mis. I have talked about this book literally since January because I started it in January. How far have I gotten, do you ask? I think I've gotten to page like 116 out of over 1,000. It's good. I'm enjoying it. Why have I not been reading it? I don't know. I think it's just, I enjoy reading classics. I enjoy reading bigger books, but I think it's just so big, it's still intimidating to me. I guess that's the only thing I can think of. Why have I not been prioritizing it? So out of the 8 books that I was supposed to read this year, I have read 3. And will read, I know I can finish A Darker Shade of Magic by the end of the year, so that will be 4, but that's half of the goal that I originally had for this year. So, you know, it's fine. I can make that up. Next year, if I make it all up next year, then I will need 12 books by the end of the year, which is roughly one a month. If I spread it out over the next 2 years, you know, there are ways, there are options for making it up. I just really hope I don't get more behind, because I understand, you know, personal goals, things like this. It's not set in concrete. It's not a moral issue if I can't finish my list, but I really want to finish. I don't like setting goals that I don't meet. So I will do my best. As far as Les Mis, I was like, you know, I can still crank out a whole bunch, but there's no way that I can finish it. I do not have the time to finish it by the end of this year. So I think the best bet is to shelve it, maybe pick it up and work on it a little bit if I want to. But in January, reading it with a vengeance. I will finish it in the early parts of 2026 because I have to, because I have so many other big books on this list. I still have The Count of Monte Cristo, Pickwick Papers, Our Mutual Friend, Nicholas Nickleby, Moby Dick. 5 really large books, which could have been easy. I could have done one a year. And now I have already not done that. But I am really excited for my birthday. My husband gave me a copy of the Amelia Earhart book that was on my list. I am excited to get to that. I'm really looking forward to some of the middle grade kids books that are on my list that I did not get a chance to read when I was young. So kind of catching up on some books from my growing up years that I did not read. And there are 3 banned books on my list that I am also really looking forward to getting to. So that's my update on my 2025 40 Before 40, and I'm really looking forward to the books that I will get to, knocking some more off of my list in 2026. In my new handy dandy TBR jar, I can't remember which color, one of the colors is my 40 Before 40. I think it might be the blue ones. Nope, I think blue is BookTube recommends yellow. Yellow is my 40 Before 40. So more books will be coming up. Make sure you check out my videos talking more about these books that I mentioned, and I will link to my whole video that explains my whole 40 Before 40 list. And until next time, happy reading.